Strap yourselves in because this is going to be a deep review of everything that happened over the last few days when I played darts once again and the Modus Super Series. I mean, it's going to be a deep dive. We're going to start off with the fact I went down a day early. And I did this because I was extremely nervous. Went down, thought I'd check out the area. Not that I don't know what Portsmouth's like. Thought I'll have a little go on the arcades. We can go out for a nice dinner, just sort of chill by the beach and have a bit of a nice time of things, because I was very edgy, I'm not going to lie. And this is on the Wednesday, so my first game was Thursday at 10 o'clock. Wednesday night, I was shattered because of sort of the heart rate going and everything sort of building up beforehand. I was extremely nervous. And you do get nervous at times when you don't know what to expect. That's when you become nervous, when you don't know what's going to happen on the day. And I didn't. So even the day before I was nervous. All day I was extremely nervous going into the event. I didn't know how I was going to play. I was fearing pulling darts low. I didn't know what was going to happen. Got a lot of really good messages though. A lot of messages from you guys, a lot of messages from people within the industry, you know, just wishing me luck and everything. It felt great because I really did feel that support. And again, I can't thank you enough for that, because that really did make it feel valuable. Getting there, I've made a few changes, as you may have seen within the darts. So I am using the heavier set of my darts. So this is my Edgar dart, and I'm using a 23 gram now. I was using a 21. You may have saw on the graphics as well that it still said 21, but I'm using a 23 gram at the moment, which isn't ideal because I'm also using a slim flight. One of these, well, a wing slim. I'm not overly keen on the molded systems, but the thing with the wing slim is it gives you a little bit more wingspan. And at the moment, I want to get back down to playing with slims again. I think that's when I played my best, when I was playing with slims. Certainly when I had that massive checkout rate when I played this World Championships. So double's always good with the slims. So that's what I want to get back down to playing with again. Now, this gives you a little bit more wingspan. The slims are slimmer, obviously. So it's sort of a stopgap. I'm temporarily there. Now the thing is, when you play with slimmer flights, the idea is you're meant to play with lighter darts. The average rule of thumb is if you're playing with a slim flight, 21 grams is the heaviest you should go, but they're working nicely with my 23s. That's probably down to my grip, and now down to the fact that I've started using the wrist again, which is the reason I had to originally move away from slims. I went from slims to a kite to standard, and now I've worked my way back down again. I'm back to kite, and then I'm back down now to slims, hopefully. Playing with the 23 grams. So that's the hope. And they're on darts corner, by the way, guys. 21, 23, 25 grams. So that got us there. It got us to the venue. And I was very nervy and edgy. I got in there nice and early. Got to the venue for about 7:30, so I could get some good practice in and try and feel comfortable. I went on the stage. I was backstage. I was playing lots of darts. And it was one of those for me that I didn't know what to expect. So it's a tough group of which I was playing in, and my first game was up against Fallon Sherrick. Not the most ideal game, especially when you're not feeling comfortable. I just wanted to feel something. I just wanted to be happy at the oche, just enjoy playing darts. I wasn't thinking about winning, as you'll know from all my posts and conversations going into this event. It was just about feeling comfortable. So to find a maximum with the second visit of my sort of, I don't want to use return or comeback or any of those sort of sensationalised terms, but happy with that. I was happy with the way a lot of the game was going. I mean, the early parts, I kicked off with a 15 darter, backed it up with a 15 darter. That means I'm averaging 100. And to say I was concerned about doubles is an understatement. I was worried I was going to get stuck on doubles, not be able to take things out. I had all these sort of negative thoughts and these sort of fears going through. So to start taking out combination shots 78, to take out a combination shot like 74 early on was quite confident lifting, but also changed my mind very, very quickly. So going into this game, it was very much like, I just want to feel happy. I just want to throw darts and feel comfortable doing so. All of a sudden, I'm 3-0 up playing really well, and it's like, whoa, you could win. And for the first time, genuinely, I thought I could win. And on the whole build up to this, the whole way up to it, at no point was I thinking about winning. Yes, we talk about things on here and I say, if this goes all right, I could. But that's a completely different thing. You'll know in the build-up, it's not me talking it down, it was me being honest. It was me saying, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to come. And all of a sudden, 3 legs in, you're 3-0 up, you're looking at points, you're averaging well over 90. I think it's about 94, 95 at that point. And it's like, this is not what I expected. And then the mind moves to winning. I missed 2 darts to win it on the 87. I missed double 17 to do a 154 finish. And they weren't far away, they was close. And then I had 3 match darts at the end as well, which I wasn't able to convert. Missed tops, missed 10s, missed 5s. Fallon played really well in turning that one around. But I think that's one of those where if I'd have got the result there, would that have set me off on a better track for the rest of the day? Would that have gave me that mentality that I needed, that sort of, that positive, that vibe? But it didn't affect my performance. I still played well throughout the rest of the night. But when I talk about the level of this group being strong, it was very strong. Tom Sykes kicking off the very next game against me, back-to-back 13 darters. Just after I've missed those doubles, you thought, I'll go, right, okay, let me come back into this. But I just thought, cling in, he'll make a mistake somewhere, you're going to get that opening. The mistake came, and I jumped in. And I feel like that's how this sort of game went. This, for me, was a very important match. And it was a very important match because it has shown that I could cling in, shown that I could hang on. Tom Sykes was playing amazing in this game, and I just kept doing things that kept me in it. But that shot there, that 60, they're the sort of things that was bugging me. Shots like this, missing the tops. Because just like the game previously, I was starting to notice a pattern that in those key moments, when I needed to deliver, I didn't do so. You know, you've just got the throwback and you kick off with a 60. It was those sort of things where with match play, with match sharpness, you're better. And it wasn't that I missed all of them, which was my initial reaction, certainly when I posted on social media on the Friday, because I did win some key moments. But this one, this was a chance to win the match again. 97. You just need that one treble to get a dart, the double. I didn't do so, and then ultimately went on to lose that game as well. And that just was the pattern of the first night, just losing the key moments. And I always say on commentary, it's not what you do, it's when you do it. And I was doing it at the wrong times. Now, overall, the performance, you'll see, pretty good for night one. To say I've been away from the oche for 10 months, and that is from practice and playing completely. Here's the stats. So lowest average I thrown on the night was an 85.43, which is good. You know, when you look at that performance, that's high 80s. That's like 87 average there over 4 matches. The numbers at the side, tons, 140s, 180s. So lots of tons, not many trebleless visits. So really, really happy there in regards to that. Doubling, not far off the 50% there, 9 from 21 attempts. Most of the missed doubles coming in that first game. If you are to ignore the first game, you look at the rest of the night, it was 6 successful from 9 thrown. So not bad at all, really, after that first game got out of the way. And to say doubles was something I was a little bit concerned about going into the night, I was very, very happy with that. And that's where you get your confidence from moments like that, where you've got something to cling on. You know, oh, right, I'm checking out if I can just win those key moments a little bit. And it was just a case of finding them. But the main thing is, when I got back to the hotel, I was like, I don't even ache. I was a little bit stiff. I hadn't played for so long. It's not just the 4 matches you see, it's the practice in between, the 2 to 3 hours before. So I was happy with the fact that I woke up the next day, it felt absolutely fine. So no pains in the wrist, I was delighted with that. So to be able to play pain-free and enjoy a night of darts like that, regardless of the results, I was happy with the performance. So night 1 was a big, big tick for me. Night 2 didn't get off to the very best of starts. A poor performance in that opening game against Daniel Larson, 71.28 the average, and it really didn't feel right for me. Now, as you know from some of my videos before, I've changed things in regards to my grip. I'm using this middle finger a little bit more. So I've not only just changed the equipment, I've also changed a lot with my throw and a lot with my grip. So I'm using the middle finger a little bit more here on the grippy area of my dart at the front, and this is more supporting, and that allows me just to turn the wrist to the right amount so that I can propel the dart. But you may notice as well, before I'd stand to the board, I'd stretch the arm out, I'd bring it back and I'd throw. Now it's sort of just pick up and go. It's taking a little bit more wear off that arm. So you may have noticed changes like that. Now, what I noticed in this game was I couldn't get my throw right. What I was doing was I was pushing down with this finger. This finger wasn't just gripping and supporting the dart, it was ending up pushing down, and I was ending up throwing the dart a little bit like that, where it's coming down and out. And you may have noticed at times it was kicking. Certainly if you saw the angle from the side, the dart was like, if that's level, how I want it to be, it was beyond level. So it was dropping. So I knew I wasn't throwing right and I was pushing down on the finger. Now, in the moment, I couldn't quite fix that. So what I did do is I went backstage and I literally just held the dart with the finger and the thumb like this, and I just thrown it in practice, just like that, with this finger and the thumb. And then eventually I put that back on and I just worked through that. And then I came back up and got a great result. I beat Paul Hogan, good performance, just shy of a 90 average, 10 tons, 4 from 5 on the finishes. I thought, beautiful. Then went back to inconsistence against Tom Sykes. Poor performance, got hammered, only had one dart at a double. Wasn't happy with that one. Performance of the night, though, came against Fallon Sherrick, a 1-4-1 finish, a 1-2-1 finish, 4 from 4 on the doubles, 2 180s, and average just shy of 100. Overall, stubbling for the night, 9 from 16, so better than 50%. Now, when you're playing at this sort of level, you always say to yourself, I want to be around 33%. 33% means you are taking out 1 in 3 darts. So if you come to the board with 3 darts in your hand, you should take it out. Same thing again, it was at game 1. Look at the night. So game 1, that's where I missed my doubles. After that, 8 hit from 10 attempts, so 80% for the rest of the night. So I got stronger as the night went on. I got stronger as the event went on. There was 2 performances there I wasn't happy with. 6 I was. 1 I was very happy with. Now the good news is that 1 I was really happy with against Fallon Sherrick came at the back end of the night, and it was my last game before leaving, so I left on a real positive vibe, which is always a really important thing to do. You don't want to leave on that negative, so leaving with a win and leaving with a good performance like that really was a good thing for me there, which made me want to play a little bit more. That's why I'm off to Budapest on Thursday. Going to go play in the World Open on Friday and the World Championship qualifiers. So expect there's going to be a video diary of that one. You just hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing a full video vlog of what life's over in Budapest this year. That's one more thing for sure. But night 2 felt a little bit more settled. I wasn't as nervous. I think the nerves had gone. I spoke to Glenn Durrant, who said, you know, once you get that first game out the way, you'll be fine. I think for me, it needed to be the first night. Once the first night was out the way, it was like, oh, I can play. And I think a lot of it was just that fear, that doubt of, I don't know what I'm going to get. And maybe I thrusted myself into the deep end a little bit too much. Maybe I should have done something a little bit local or do something different before just going, right, I'm just going to go chuck myself in here. But on the same aspect, it gave me something to really build and look forward to, which I think I needed really, or else maybe I wouldn't have put the effort in that I did to get to sort of that level. And this is the level of which that was. Thanks once again to FDI Index. FDI underscore index. Amazing stats. They provide me all my stats and things when we do the live streams. Provided me all the details here in regards to what I did. So I played 54 legs. Interestingly though, look at the doubles percentage. Now anyone who watched my game and knows my game will know I'm a 16s and 8s man. I pride myself on being a 16s and an 8s man. 7 from 11 on tops. I hate tops. Tops for me is the worst double on the board. I traditionally would avoid it. I ended up leaving it 11 times, hitting it 7. So very happy with that. Maybe something positive there. The other thing that really stands out for me was the trebleless visits. I'm quite happy with the lack of trebleless visits. Really good in regards to finding a treble on most of the throws. And also happy with my treble success on the 17s. I pride myself on being able to use that treble 17s target as a good cover sort of shot. So really happy with the cover shooting, 36% on the 17s, 31% on the 19s. So the cover shooting there around about that sort of 1 in 3 mark. So really happy with those. Overall average for my time at the Super Series, including those dodgy performances, you'll see 85-20. Delighted. Absolutely happy with that. I thought going into this, if I could break an 80 average, I'll be happy. Now, the fact I broke 83 means that I'm going out in 6 visits or less in every game. As you know, I always say, if you're going to be successful at Q School, if you're going to go onto the tour, if you're going to be good on the Challenge Tour, you need to be 6 visits or less, 83 or plus. If you're not plus 83 average, don't bother. That's the minimum requirement. So I'm hitting that minimum requirement to compete at this level and maybe a level up. The main thing is now I've just got to get those moments right. Get those moments right, we could see where this goes. And the only way I'm going to do that is by playing more darts. So expect to see me playing some more darts over the coming times. One more thing that I do want to show you guys, as you may remember, the Legion of Edgar. That shirt. A lot of people have asked me about that shirt. Very nice shirt. Now, Unfortunately, this is not a shirt that's going to be available for sale. This is not a shirt that I was going to wear again. So when I played at Lakeside, I had this shirt, the Darkbreak Kid shirt, the Shawn Michaels one made. I also had this Legion of Doom shirt made, which was going to be a round 2 or further round shirt. I didn't get there because I lost in the first game, so I wasn't able to wear that shirt. So it's just been sat in the wardrobe. And I said I wanted to wear it on an occasion that felt special. If I'm going to wear it, I wanted to wear it on an occasion that felt special. And that did feel special to me. I felt more nervous playing the Super Series on night 1 than I ever did in any. I've played in 4 World Championships. I played in 3 Players Championship finals, 10 UK Opens, multiple European tours, 11 years on the professional circuit. I've never felt as nervous as I did playing the Super Series because of that doubt factor. So I wanted to wear it there because it was special and unique. There's loads of people asked for it, or a replica of it, but I'm not going to do the replica. I'm not going to make the shirt. It's a lot of work to put that into place. So what I have done is this shirt is now available on the auction site, which I'll put that link in the description of this video down below. If you want that, you can go put a bid on that. It's a 1 of 1. It's never going to be made or replicated. It's the only shirt that exists. And if you want it, I'll happily sign it 1 of 1. Sign the shirt, put the date of which I wore if you want, or if you just want it as it is, you can. But I'll happily personalise that shirt if you want to, if you want to frame that. So if you do want that shirt, it is available for a couple of days on a site. I'll put the link down below. The only one that is ever going to be, I'm never making that shirt ever again. That shirt was to symbolise what this meant, and I thought it was great because the reason I wore it on night 2 is because of all the support that I got on night 1. Hundreds of messages from ex-professionals, pundits, you guys, everybody. It was crazy. It really was crazy, and I felt all that support. So I thought the Legion of Edgar was a great one there. So it really just symbolised what was hopefully the start of me being able to play a little bit more once again. No pain whatsoever. That's the main thing. Played okay. I was happy with the performances. Let's see what the future brings. Bring on Budapest, and that will be available on Darts Connect on Friday and on Sunday. And I'll be doing a vlog right here on Edgar TV to let you know everything about it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a deep dive into how it felt. It was nervy, it was edgy, but it wasn't bad, was it? It's interesting. See where this goes. Let's get on the train.